We don't want you opening up any more services this year. That's it. Somebody had to say the stupid joke. It just has to happen. All right. Good morning. Happy New Year's Eve. Welcome to the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Scott. I'll be your host for the next couple of minutes. We start out our service always with an acknowledgement of the native lands in which we are located, so I will read those. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. What? Oh, and so okay, suddenly there's all, it's sounding like Santa, sounding like, what? Did not know what that was. Okay, thank you. All right, so let's put up on the screen the opening affirmation and what we would like you to do. If you haven't been here before, what we do is we will put on the screen a paragraph. We'd like everybody to read it together. And then on the bottom, as you'll see, there's one more line, and you just turn to somebody and say that individually. So together we say, we are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. And turn to somebody and say, I honor the path that brought you here this morning. The weekly schedule will now appear magically upon the screen. There we go. All sorts of events taking place, and as we get into the new year, that will definitely increase. Also, since today is the last day of the year, I know Angelica has a wonderful ceremony planned for us. Yes, there's the bowl down there. But I just thought if we each took the cauldron. Okay. That's coming up here in a little bit more notes. Okay. Anyway, I thought we would just each take a moment and think about something good that is going to happen in 2024. It's not to take away from what Angelica is going to do, but let's just put out an affirmation within ourselves of peace, health, happiness, and inclusion as we start our service today. Okay, so now let's say we're going to skip the next one. Can we skip the slide? Is it going to? Okay. Are you able to skip the next slide? Do it real quickly. It's going to spoil it. Hi, Zoomers, incidentally.
Actually, it doesn't matter if we know.
Well, that's true. I guess we could all know, and we could do it in absentia. There we go. We moved right past. Wonderful. So in response to Anna's question, there will be a vision board workshop that will be this coming Saturday in the social hall from 10 to 1. You cut up all sorts of little pieces of paper for magazines and other things, and you put them together as a vision for 2024. Is there anything else you wanted to add to that, Angelica?
Read the newsletter that'll be out tomorrow. It'll tell you all about it.
Read the newsletter that'll be out tomorrow. If you aren't on our newsletter email list, please let Angelica know your email address.
Their own poster board and magazines, help, and a glue stick.
They bring their own poster board, magazines, and a glue stick. So in effect, you can stay home and do it on your own, and it'll be... What can I say? Anyway, that's next Saturday. Also, next week is a potluck here at the center. It's the first Sunday of the month, first Sunday of the year, birthday Sunday, potluck Sunday, all sorts of events taking place next Sunday. So there will be a potluck. That's next Sunday at this same time, same location, of course. A new book for the book circle. It's called Soul Boom, written by Rainn Wilson, the actor. And I will read, because Angelica asked me to last time, and they're great quotes. A delicious smorgasbord of existential philosophy, self-reflection, social science, and Star Trek. And then the second quote says, if you can't see it, an electrifying manifesto on how to transform the world from the inside out. Let Soul Boom ignite and inspire you. And if you want to know more about being in the book circle, just talk to Angelica. Excuse me. Okay, all right, everybody stop talking about him. He just showed up. Sorry, Mark, we really weren't talking about you. For better or for worse. January 21st is the 100th year birthday, or would have been, of Ernest Holmes. Also next year, starting tomorrow, of course, is our 40th anniversary. So there is a celebration on January 21st. Mexican lunch will be provided after the gathering. Are those fonts all crooked, or is it just me? They don't look in straight lines to me. It does. Okay, good. I am seeing things, yes. The Alaskan Cruise takes place in May of this year. If you'd like to take part in it, see Burl. It's the Inside Passage, if I remember correctly. No, it's not.
We start from Anchorage, going up to Denali Park and Mount McKinley, then we come back to Anchorage. We do that on the train, by the way, and then we get on the ship.
Wow, okay, so starting in Anchorage, taking a train up to Denali Park, and then coming back to Anchorage, and then getting on a ship. Wow, that's really cool. Watch for the January newsletter, of course. That will be coming out tomorrow. Is that the case, or Tuesday? Okay. It does say tomorrow, doesn't it? All right. And then finally, the bookstore. We have books available in the other room. All daily books except Reverend Angelica's and used books are 20% off. You can see that. The little pantry needs to be fed. It needs non-perishable goods. If you have any that you would like to donate, you can put them in the other room. Or on Mondays from noon to 4, Walk in Awe is here, and she will stock it if you bring a lot. And I think that's where we end. Oh, this month's theme for the last day is celebration. And the contemplative meditation will be done by a newcomer today. Do you know how to do these, Angelica? Okay, you give it a shot, and we'll coach you through it if you would like.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Isn't that a lovely necklace? Is that just great?
Yeah, it's playful. Yeah, me too.
Pressure's on.
The pressure's on.
Oh, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
What's your name?
My name is Angelica. I'm going to try this. One of the things I love about us is that we laugh a lot. We find humor in everything, and I just really appreciate that. The part of that sense of laughter and everything, I think, comes from allowing ourselves to be in our child mind. You know, we don't have to be adults, right? We could be real people. So I decided to go for a reading from the Tao. This is the 365 Tao. This is, of course, the last day of the year. And so here's our reading. And for those of you who are new, we're going to do the reading. Jeff is going to canoodle on the, or whatever you call it, on the guitar for a little bit, and then we'll do a spiritual mind treatment. He might play a little bit more, and then I'll start our talk, okay? Are we ready? Upon completion, this is from the Tao now. Upon completion comes fulfillment. With fulfillment comes liberation. Liberation allows you to go on. Even death is not a true ending. Life is an infinite continuum. Always finish what you start. That alone is discipline and wisdom enough. If you can follow that rule, then you will be superior to most people. When you come to the end of a cycle, a new one will begin. You might say, You might say that completion actually begins somewhere in the middle of a cycle, and that new beginnings are engendered out of previous actions. Completing a cycle means fulfillment. It means that you have achieved self-knowledge, discipline, and a new way of understanding yourself and the world around you. You cannot stop there, of course. New horizons are always there. But you can reach out for those new vistas with fresh assurance and wisdom. With each turn of the wheel, you go further. With each turn of the wheel, you free yourself from the mire of ignorance. With each turn of the wheel comes continuation. Turn the wheel of your life. Make complete revolutions. Celebrate every turning and persevere with joy. So I recognize that there is only one life. That life is divine life, and that is the life that each one of us is living, right here and right now. That life is in absolutely everything, whether we think of it as being animate or inanimate. And how wonderful this is to remember that the life I am living is the life of the divine. And so I celebrate today as we move into a place of letting go and letting God. I celebrate each one of us, knowing that we are on a divine journey, a journey that is powerful, a journey that is inspiring, a journey that is uniquely our own. And for all these things, I give thanks, and so it is. Thank you, Jeff. That was perfect. Perfect. Turn the light back on. Did everyone get one of these pieces of paper? Yes. Great. This happens to be spy paper. That's what it's called on Amazon, spy paper. However, what it is dissolvable paper. So this morning, being the last Sunday of our year, it's sort of become a ritual for me, no matter what center I've been in, to hold this little ceremony. And this ceremony is about letting go, just letting go of those things. You know, years ago I did this thing in the Hawaii church where I came in and I had this great big black trash bag over my shoulder. And I, pulled it up to the stage and dropped it in front of everybody. And then I went through this whole talk about, I took things out and I said, well, this was what from, when I had this boyfriend and he did this to me and whatever. And this was from this. And I pulled all these things out, and it was so funny because some of the audience went, oh, I'll take that. And it made me think of that we take on other people's stuff. So as we go through our ceremony today, I want you to think about not only what you want to release that is yours, but I want you to release things that no longer belong to you, never did in the first place. But sometimes we take them on because we feel like we're helping somebody. Sometimes we take them on because we agree with that. I mean, I know that politically I've taken on some stuff that has created certain feelings in me, and there's been people that have joined me in that. I can let those go now, too. It's kind of hard to do, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, when you think about that for a moment, when I think about that for a moment, I think, well, there's a whole year coming up that I have to deal with. How do I let it go? Well, what?
Forgiveness is a good start.
Absolutely, forgiveness is a good start. And you know who to forgive? Ourselves, that's right. I forgive myself for letting myself get tangled up in that web. And there's lots of webs we've allowed ourselves to get tangled up on over the years. But how many of us are carrying that invisible black bag around with us? I didn't ask for a show of hands, honest. I mean, if you said, I don't have any, I'd go, liar, liar, pants on fire. Because we're all doing it. We can't help but do it. It seems to be part of the human, way of doing things. But we can continually let it go. And then one day we'll realize, I don't have that anymore. It's like somebody asked me not long ago after I'd shared a story about my mother. It's like they said to me, I'm so sorry you're going through all that. And I said, I'm not going through it any longer. It's just a good story to teach with. Because I realized, in fact, I can remember the exact moment that I realized that I had let go of that story and all the pain that went with it. I was sitting having coffee with someone who, with a father of a young daughter who he now had custody over, who had gone through the same thing that I had with her mother. And as I was sharing with him my story and the fact that you can heal from it, I realized my jaw wasn't tight, my butt muscles weren't tight, my stomach wasn't tight. There was no feelings in my physical being anymore about any of it. And I thought, wow, this is awesome. And I thought about all those years that I had carried it with me, that every time I even thought about her or about my childhood, there was like, everything clenched. I think it's a physiological response to, I don't want to feel it. And now I know that those things that we're carrying around and letting affect us because we don't want to feel them, let's just go ahead and feel it and get it over with. Helen Street, as many of you know, was my teacher, and she said, give yourself 15 minutes and really get into it. Whether it's the sadness or the anger or the pain or whatever it is, just really get into it and then be done with it. It works too. It really works. So we're stepping into something new. We're stepping into a new year. As I mentioned, that you'll see in the newsletter that you'll get tomorrow, this year is an 8 year. And 8 is a number that can be very prosperous or not. The basic line for an 8 year is you get what you ask for. So it's even more important for me anyway, and I'm going to share this with you, to let go of the things that you no longer want to experience in your life. If you're paying a lot of attention thinking about something that somebody did to you and being angry about it, you're asking the universe for it. Because the universe doesn't play favorites or whatever. It goes, no, 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 you don't want that. It says, wow, you're thinking about that a lot. That means you want more. So this is the process that we're going to do. And so I want us now to take this little piece of paper. Normally I would have you write on it, but I decided let's just infuse it with our thoughts like we did last year. So I want you to take a deep breath. And let's know that we're absolutely safe in doing this process. That regardless of what comes up for us, we are absolutely safe. We are the beloved in whom God is well pleased. So allow yourself to go into the very center of your being and ask, what can I release that is no longer necessary for my highest good? What can I release? And something will come up, and I want you to acknowledge it and put it aside or infuse it into the piece of paper. And take another breath. What can I release that is no longer necessary for my highest good? And let yourself go deeper. And whatever came up, infuse it into the piece of paper. And by infusing it, I mean put it in that piece of paper and let it go. And let's take it a little bit deeper, or a lot deeper, depending on what your spirit wants you to do. So take another breath. This time ask yourself, what am I afraid of? And allow yourself to infuse those fears into this piece of paper, releasing them. And take another breath. And ask yourself, what am I really afraid of? Take another breath. See if there's anything else that wants to come up to be released. Infuse it in this piece of paper. And perhaps you want to make a commitment, and that commitment might be to absolutely release these things, to not pick up the stories any longer. To know that as you release these things, the space that they were occupied by are now filled up with love. A divine love that is greater than anything you could possibly ever imagine. And a story from the Bible comes to me. The story of one of the Marys washing Jesus' feet using an ointment that is really expensive. And I think about this, and I think about our feet are our understanding. And so as we allow ourselves to go through this process and place these pieces of paper in this bowl of this cauldron, of water that is in front of me. It's like washing our understanding, washing ourselves completely, allowing the universe, perhaps we might even think of the divine presence helping us do the washing. And knowing that as we do it, we become cleaner, clearer, more conscious. The I am presence is more understandable, and how wonderful this is. So I'm going to ask Jeff to play some more on his beautiful guitar. And I'm going to ask you to come up and place your paper in the water. bet if I stirred it up. It's interesting that we put all those pages in there, all those pieces of paper in there, and they stayed whole until I moved the waters. And then they dissolved. Think about that metaphysically for a moment. What? So this is what I know for us, that we just did something, even though it was a simple little ceremony, we did something that if we will allow it to, will have a great effect on the rest of our life. And I know for each one of us that as we step into tomorrow, as we allow ourselves to open up to the vista called 2024, that each one of us can plan for great things to happen in our lives. Remember that the theme, the 8-year is, it's done, it happens to you as you ask, or it's done unto you as you believe. So perhaps tonight you might want to think of, what do I want for the coming year? And of course, next Saturday when we do the vision board, come and join us, and you can find neat pictures and stuff too. I've been saving my vision boards for quite a few years, and it's interesting. I have a picture of an Alaskan cruise on one of them, which is coming up. Doesn't necessarily happen in the same year, though. It's interesting. So we're beginning a brand new path. And it's all in our minds. It's all in our imagination. We're making it up. But why not make it a fabulous one?
Amen to that.
Absolutely. So let's have our affirmation. And I thank Michelle for doing the affirmations for us this past month. As I move forward on my path, I let go and release what is not supporting me in showing up fully in my life, and allow Spirit to move through me as my highest and most vibrant self. Yes. And let's go into prayer. Right here and right now, I allow myself to feel what I feel like, and I feel lighter. I've let go of all that I have been carrying with me that no longer serves my highest and best good. And I'm moving forward with a sense of lightness of heart, a sense of being the beloved, a sense of knowing that who I am and what I am about is making a difference in the world. And I say this in the first person, but I'm actually saying it for all of us to make it easier for you to embody. And so I declare that I am living in a physical body that serves me well. I declare that my financial life is full and abundant. I declare that my relationships are powerful. I declare that my creativity, or how I use my talents in the world, is amazing. And I am grateful. So grateful for the years in the past, so grateful for 2023, so grateful for stepping into 2024, knowing that as I do so, I am stepping into it awake and aware and ready to experience the divine at a whole new level. And the whole universe stands up and applauds. It is good, very good. So I release these words into divine law, knowing they are already so, and so it is. So we have a song this morning that Donna is going to come lead.
Could I ask a question before?
Yes?
You mentioned the 8th year. I don't understand what that is.
Neither do I.
An 8-year, 2024, 224 is an 8. It's numerology. I'm sorry if I play in all the fields of metaphysics. And numerologically, 2024 is an 8.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So it's good.
I can do math, but I didn't understand. That I can do.
Well, I'm glad that you asked, because probably somebody else was wondering why I was saying that too. So this is our song for today, and it's also our song for, this is what we're going to be doing all through 2024, is imagining. So the words are up there on the next slide.
And if you would like to stand and join me in John Lennon's image. Here we go. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Here you go. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you will join us, and the world will live as one.
That just looks really weird now. All righty. All right, we're going to need a couple of people as we share our gifts to help pass the plates along, the bowls, the cauldrons, whatever they're called. and we'll have some music while it passes along. Please put in what you can, and always love, even if there is no cash. Oh, and let's say the affirmation together quickly. I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond, and so it is. Speaking on the first person so we can all share in this, I know there is one divine energy that is through all, and is all around us. And these gifts, these donations, these thoughts are of that same divine energy. And as we collect these and we release these into the community, into the universe, we are passing along the love and the energy that is each of us as we look forward into 2024, knowing that it will be a year of peace, and these donations will help add that energy into it all, creating a better world for all. And for that, I am grateful, and I say, and so it is. Thank you. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to flip these around a little bit because we're going to do our community statement of inclusion because we are ending at a nice time before we get to our peace song. We'll close today's service off by seeing if anybody has any demonstrations. Also a reminder that if you would like to speak with a practitioner at the end of the session today, our practitioners today are Michelle, myself, of course, Angelica, and Susan. We are all here to talk with you if you would like privately about anything. So does anybody, let me explain, a demonstration is that for those people who are not aware of it, we put a thought, an affirmation into the universe, it manifests, it comes back as a demonstration, like, wow, look what happened. And if you have a demonstration you'd like to share quickly, we have time for a few of them. Anna, I'm assuming you would like to share one.
Let it be. Part of the reason for joining this organization, besides the desire to have a reason to get up before noon, was to have deeper friendships, and that has happened, and in so many ways, including the trio that I'm playing with now. And I just wanted to say thank you very much.
Hello. You ought to come up here and do this simply because you get all the hugs. Being a greeter is another great way to do that.
My name's Donna, and for some reason this place has given me what I really needed. All the other churches that I've gone to or been with, there's just nothing there. And I come here, and I've been coming here for a while now. I feel at home here. I feel like I got a family here. And I enjoy every single minute of it. And there's just, those churches just don't really put out the feelings and the words that you put into it here. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm going to keep coming here. This is where I belong. And I want to thank you.
Anybody else who would like to make a demonstration? Okay. With that in mind, we would like somebody then to read the community statement of inclusion, and then Donna will come up and lead us in the peace song. I'm assuming Donna will come up and lead us in the peace song. Burl, would you like to come up and read the community statement of inclusion? And on the last line, it's bold. We all read it together. Okay, all yours.
Good way to start the new year.
Yeah, and the old one. Or
Yeah.
both.
Okay. We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together, and understands that oneness is not sameness. Join me now. We, whom your beloved community, is revealed more fully when we love each other well. Happy New Year.
Thank you, Burl. Please stand and join me, and we will be a cappella today. So throw your best voice out. Ding, 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 doo, 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 doo. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, loved ones all are we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is the moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it